Pressure plate, TNT minecart, explosion. It's a classic formula that everyone knows about, so here are 3 redesigns on this classic Minecraft trap that they will not see coming. Trap number 1, safety's off. There are few feelings worse than dying to your own trap, so let's start out with a simple safety switch to avoid that outcome. You'll need at least these resources, but you'll likely need more redstone dust, depending on how far away you want your safety from the trap itself. With unenchanted iron tools, it takes about 3 minutes 25 seconds to dig out and set up. So let's get to it. Here's the approximate area you'll be working with. The pressure plate will go right here. Dig out the top 4 layers in this space. Place 3 blocks like this so that you're able to place 1 heap of redstone dust right below where the pressure plate's going to be. Then place 2 more redstone dust below this. Put a redstone torch on this block to activate the 2 redstone dust below. On the other side of the bottom block, place another redstone torch. In the back corner, build a stairway up to 2 blocks high and extend it to touch the corner of this stone block. Place another block here and fill out the gap beyond it. Put down a powered rail and then create a trail of redstone dust from this block to the redstone torch. Placing another piece of dust next to that block, dig out and away from the rest of the trap. Once you've reached your desired location, lay down a line of redstone dust through the path you just dug. Place a lever at the end of that redstone line. Once we place our pressure plate, we can see that the powered rail activates as soon as we step on it. If there were any minecarts there, we would have made a nice crater right about now. But if we power on this lever, then we can jump on the pressure plate all we want, and the powered rail refuses to be activated. This works on the same principle as a locking mechanism, which I've explained in another video in further detail. All that's left for us to do is to place down our TNT minecarts and to cover up the trap with whatever terrain block we're using. To test this trap, I'll quickly skim through and sign this waiver, don my protective netherite armor, and see what happens. If we've activated the lever, as explained previously, we can jump around on this pressure plate as much as we want, and no crater happens. But if we go back and turn off the safety lever and walk through the pressure plate again, it immediately blows up in our face. This one didn't kill me, thanks to my protective armor, but that's just a matter of adding more minecarts to the mix. And in a similar vein to the disarm switch, we have trap number 2. This is totally safe. If someone steps on a pressure plate, it's safe for you to go on, right? Right? Wrong. These are the materials you'll need to build this trap. With unenchanted iron tools, it takes about 2 minutes and 50 seconds to build. Mark out a 5x5 space. Your pressure plate will eventually go right here. Dig an initial space 2 blocks deep. Then dig out these 8 blocks like so. Place a copper bulb here, underneath where your pressure plate will eventually go, and then place 2 comparators facing out of both sides like so. Place 2 redstone dust coming out of the right-hand comparator, followed by 1 last copper bulb and another comparator. Place a trail of 3 redstone dust out of that comparator, and 4 more out of this first one on the left. Now we need a redstone torch in this corner, and another at the end of this dust trail. Place 1 piece of redstone next to it. This should turn off the torch in the corner. Place your powered rail in the space below the first redstone lamp. Then place down 2 TNT minecarts. Or 5. Or 15. This isn't a problem. I definitely don't have a problem here. Now all that's left is for us to put down a pressure plate on a block on top of our first copper bulb. Then we just have to cover up our trap, and then we're done. I still feel like doing a proper trap setup before we display the explosion, so let me build a house real quick. Be right back.
2 hours later.
Okay, maybe I went a little overboard. But now that that's done, let's once again don our protective netherite gear and take a little stroll inside. Now if we go through the door the first time, we see I'm perfectly fine. Except for the fact that I now need to mine a new way out. Dang it. But if someone enters in after me, then... Maybe I do have a problem. But on that soul-crushing note, it's time to move on to my personal favorite, trap number 3, the Defuser Refuser. TNT is expensive. We have to kill about 5 creepers to get 1 block, assuming none of them explode prematurely. That value means people will try to disarm landmines to take that TNT goodness for themselves. Let's put a stop to that, shall we? Gather these materials. The trap is a bit more complex, so it might take you about 8 minutes with unenchanted iron tools. You'll want to start with an area of this size. Place a block in the center to mark where the pressure plate will go before mining out the entire area until you have a hole that is 5 blocks deep. Once the digging is done, place 2 observers facing into the center block, followed by a piston. Then on the sides of the bottom observer, place the other 4 observers so that they all face upwards. Once it looks like this, we need to replace this block with our pressure plate, as well as place the terrain blocks that we want to go over the other observers. When your setup looks like this, place a block on the ground directly below the piston, and cover the sides with redstone torches. Place 1 piece of redstone dust at the end of each torch, followed by an activated lever on the top of this block. The dust in the torches should be deactivated for as long as the lever is there. Now, take your glass blocks and place 1 over each of the deactivated torches. Then, put 1 piece of redstone dust on all 4 glass blocks. This connects the side observers to the piston. Now, if anyone mines the terrain next to the pressure plate, the piston will extend just as if the pressure plate were stepped on, destroying the lever and allowing the torches to activate. We just need to connect this signal into some powered rails, and we'll have ourselves a functioning landmine. And the way we do this is simple. Right here, place a block with a powered rail facing into the pressure plate. We'll want 1 of these at all 4 of the cross's prongs. Now, to activate the powered rail, we need to send redstone signal into this block below it. So it's a simple matter of placing these 3 blocks and laying a trail of redstone. Now, once the trap is triggered, the rail activates. Of course, we also need to place 1 block here and another block here. That way, the minecarts will actually be able to travel forward, collide, and explode. But once we've repeated this on each side, we need only to place 2 TNT minecarts on each rail and then cover up the trap with terrain that matches the surrounding area. Now all that's left is to test it. I'll set my mode to survival, don my protective netherite armor, and mine one of the triggering blocks. Woofda, look at that crater. With that explosion, we're ready to rebuild and maybe take down a few server kingpins. But thank you for watching this little video, I hope you enjoyed it. If you found it helpful, maybe consider liking so that the all-seeing YouTube algorithm decides to send it to other Minecrafters who are tired of those pesky little gunpowder thieves. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.